Hey y'all, welcome to my pregnancy vlogs. I am 22 week and 2 days today. A lot has happened this week, so I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly. I also want to show y'all where the nursery is going to be for the twins. But I'm going to show y'all that closer to the end of the video. This week, we decided that it would be a really good week since two of my kids was going over to my aunt's and my mother-in-law was watching my youngest one. That me and my husband was going to take a trip to Virginia to meet up with his friend Ryan and switch out trucks because Ryan was using our truck and we was using his. And we really didn't want to go all the way to New Jersey to switch out trucks and hang out for maybe an hour, then have to drive all the way back. Because we're from North Carolina and to New Jersey, it's between 4 to 14 hours, I'm wanting to say, or 9 to 14, sorry. I'm thinking more around 9 though. I'm not 100% sure. But we met in Virginia, which was about 4 hours from us and 5 hours from Ryan in New Jersey. So we did that, and I actually did not have a lot of pain like I normally do. When going short distances, I seem to get a lot of pains, like a lot of pains in my back and in my stomach. But I talked to my doctor last week, and from where I was getting dehydrated and everything, they decided to tell me to stop drinking water and start drinking Gatorade, and that should help with everything, which it did. Anytime I started getting pains or anything like that, while we was on the road, I just drank Gatorade, and it seemed to help with them a lot. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing more often. The one thing I did notice while we was going though is that my hips are, I want to say that they're getting even more screwed up from being pregnant with twins. I've always had really bad hips, like my hips kind of set off center from each other, and my husband was rubbing my back and he felt my hips, and my hips was like really off. So my hips are definitely being weird with me. I can definitely feel them spreading, and that sucks because I get like a painish burning feeling in my groin, and it's not like something I know I need to get checked. It's just it hurts my hips. But other than that, everything has been pretty good this week. I'm still having back pains and I still have heartburn. And I've told y'all before, I do not like taking heartburn medicine, I do not like taking Tums, and I don't like milk. So that left me really small, a limited of options to do my, to try to help my heartburn out. So me and my husband was talking one night and he's like, well, why don't you drink your almond milk that you like? And I love Almond Breeze vanilla milk. It's like one of my favorite drinks ever. And I came across it when I was doing the low carb diet. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'll try that and see if it works. And it actually works miracles. My kids have small little cups that I let them use for like supper and stuff like that for when they're just sitting at the table. And I normally would take one of them and fill it a little over halfway with almond milk and drink it right before bed, and it seems to help a lot with my heartburn. I still get it, but it's nowhere near as tense as it was beforehand or how bad it can get. So I found that that's helped a lot. For cravings, I've been craving like Oreo milkshakes from Cookout. I love me some Cookout Oreo milkshake. And it was just kind of on a whim one night. I was like, I want a milkshake. So me and my husband decided to go and get it. So I was really happy about that. But that's been like my biggest cravings and symptoms this week. Not a lot, other than that, not a lot has been going on with me in particular. Oh, I take that back. I am feeling the babies a lot more. I feel them kick. Not, I'm not going to say not daily, because they do kick daily. I'm just going to say it's not as noticeable throughout the day, and there's some days where I really have to focus on it to feel them kick. But they are definitely little kickers now, which is awesome. And my husband, while we was in Virginia, was actually able to feel one of the babies kick him. It wasn't a really strong kick, but it was enough to be like, did you feel that? And he was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, that's awesome. So he's felt the babies, at least one baby move. Also, I did have 2 doctor's appointments I need to catch y'all up on. The first one was last week, and I had some pains in my lower abdominal and in my back, and I was also my panties were staying wet, and sorry, that's TMI, but it's part of pregnancy. So I decided that I needed to get that checked just because it was worrying me a little bit. So I went in, I got it checked, and she's like, well, do you ever feel them like kick your bladder or anything? And I'm like, not really. Like, they have kicked my bladder before and I've peed myself. Like, I know what that feels like. And this don't feel like it was like I'm peeing myself. It just felt like I was steadily leaking. So they wanted to check the fluids and my cervix and everything. And my cervix is closed and the fluids look amazing around the boys. My ultrasound or my OB don't do like the stomach measuring. One doctor has done that so far, and he just did it yesterday at my 22-week appointment. So, I mean, and that's just like the first time that's ever happened. So she went in, she wanted to check, she gave me an ultrasound, and they found out that baby A had flipped, and he was now breech. So that kind of sucked, and baby B became baby A at that point. So we went, like, they told me everything was fine, and she wanted to make sure I had another ultrasound just to double check the babies at my 22-week appointment. So I had my ultrasound, I had my appointment, I also had the glucose test, and I ended up drinking the orange drink, and it was flipping horrible. But that was the end of that appointment. So at my next appointment that I had yesterday, like I said, I had to have the glucose test, and I had to drink it in 5 minutes and then get blood drawn in an hour. And I finished it at I started at 1:15 and finished it at 1:19, and my appointment was at 2. So it kind of gave it time and everything. So I went into my ultrasound, and she was like, okay, well, let's check these babies. And I've never had my blood drawn getting ultrasound before. I've been woke up to a needle being in my arm. And I've had a woman wake me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, oh, we need to check your blood. And I'm like, really? You gotta do that now? But I've never had it done while getting an ultrasound. And I don't know if y'all can see it. That little dot there, up there, is where she stuck me. And it didn't bruise. I'm really bad at bruising. And it didn't. So I'm like, yay. But baby B, that was baby A before my last appointment, he is now baby B, and he is breached, and baby A is also breached. So both of their heads are in my upper part of my stomach, near my rib cage. So that's kind of like explaining a lot, because me and my husband was intimate one night, and I had really bad pains to the point to where I almost told him to stop, that I couldn't take it anymore, and it sucked. I was hurting so bad. But they did switch, and I've had it wrong all this time. I knew that the baby on what I thought was my left side was a boy, and I was right, he is a boy, like they're both boys. But, and sorry if you just heard me burp, but we wanted to, the names have changed from Jackson and Jeffrey. And I don't know if I've said that before, but they have changed. I'm also going to tell you what the names are here in a minute. But the names have changed, and the boys, I always thought the bigger baby was on my left side and the smaller baby was on my right. That is wrong. The bigger baby is on my right side, and the smaller baby is on my left side. So we kind of had that wrong, or at least I did, and everyone else had it wrong because I said it wrong. But we found out that that's not the case. The bigger baby is on my right, and the smaller baby is on my left. So I look odd at this angle. I apologize. But we got pictures to show y'all. And before, I'm going to just tell y'all the names as I show y'all the pictures. But I'm not going to show y'all the facial pictures yet. Like their profile pictures. Is that the same baby? Yes. Sorry. Okay, so here's baby A's foot, and he's the one that's on my left side. So, no, this is not his foot. This is saying it's a boy. Sorry about that. Nevaeh came in and was telling me that her sisters are in the bathroom. So I'm going to try to set y'all up and show y'all my ultrasound pictures that I got from my doctor's appointment. And when I show y'all the baby's profile pictures, that is when I will tell y'all the sexes of the babies. Or not the sexes, the names of the babies. Okay, so this is how I decided to show y'all because I couldn't find a really good angle to do this with it kind of facing me. So this is baby B, or A, sorry. And like, there's a leg. Up here's a leg. And then there's his little boy parts. Legs there. And his foot's there. Well, there. And then this is of his foot. So there's his heel, his actual foot, and his toes are up here. This one's kind of creepy because I don't know what that is. They didn't explain it to me. So here's baby B. And the butt, leg, and says it's a boy. And I made sure that they double checked and made sure that they was both boys because I didn't believe them. And on this one, his little foot, so his foot's there, his little toes are here, and his heel is back in there somewhere. Here's baby's A's ultrasound, like his little facial ultrasound. And his name is going to be Brian Earl. So his little head, you can see his nose and his mouth is kind of open. His body, his leg. I think that is the umbilical cord. I'm not 100% sure. And there's his little, I think that's either his kidney or his belly. And then here's a baby B. Oh, before I get into that, baby A is 19 ounces. Or 14 ounces, dang. Baby B is 1 pound 2 ounces. And he looks so much bigger. And his name is Dominic Craig. So there's his head, his little nose, his mouth, and then his body. And if you compare them, look how much bigger he looks than his brother. How can I do this? There you go. Like, he looks so huge. But Dominic and Brian. So I know this video has been crazy. There's been a lot of information to give y'all and just things of that nature. I was going to show y'all where the nursery is going to go, and I might still do that, but I'm not sure if it's going to be at the end of this video or in a different one. You know what? No, I'm going to do it in a different one so I can show y'all the process of how we're doing everything. And I'm sorry I look like a witch in this lot, but I'm going to set y'all up to do my belly shot if I can, because this is uberly low. So give me a minute, please. So here's my belly from the side, from the front. Did that help any? Yeah, it did. Okay, from the front and the side, and it up, or my shirt up. So side, front, and side. And my line that's here is getting worse. My belly button is still there, so that's pretty awesome. Well, I'm gonna go get my kids ready for nap, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.